Oh, you clicked on the video. Thank you. Yes, we brought it back. So nice. We did it twice. What do you call it? Opening up this gauntlet with a mirror match. Yeah, we just said, you know what? Let's see if we can show off more Uta. Ugh, God, my words. Yeah. We're just like let's really try to push the narrative on the effectiveness of this deck. So yeah, we got a mirror match, and you know, I'm just gonna assume at the moment, you know, our build is just a little unique compared to other Uta builds. So I'm sure this Uta player is not gonna expect the stuff we're about to pull off. But we have plenty of 2K counters. That's kind of the thing with film. They just have access to so many 2K counters. Well, at least Red Purple Uta does because of the two colors. But at this point, any dual color film leader is going to have access to a bunch of film 2K counters. You know, now that I think about it, you got Dolphy. Like, you don't have to be a film leader, but yeah, Dolphy doesn't ramp. He just has access to you know, oh my God, I'm having thoughts. Well, okay then. Just had some thoughts. All right, so I'm gonna probably do a green purple Dolphy deck now. So okay, our board is a little naked right now, but you know, the classic Douglas bullet, a turn early. Very difficult for. Oh, we're gonna go for ability. Okay. Yeah, I mean, checking Guilt of Sorrow gives me a little anxiety because it's like, come on, that's Guilt of Sorrow. That's a battery right there. That's potentially drawing two every turn, and essentially giving you free access to your leader ability. That's a 9K swing. Yeah, respectfully, we'll have to take that. Oh, they misclicked. Okay, they probably put too much Dawn and essentially lost a turn to develop a character. I mean, yeah, at this point, it doesn't really matter what you play. Okay, I think there was just a little debate, like to press them on 2 life or to save that play for next turn. And I approve, save it for next turn. Unless there's some board removal shenanigans, then that'll just be a sad face moment. All right, we develop a blocker for some defense. Clap, clap. Or stomp, stomp, whichever. Yeah, their board isn't looking too healthy. And at this point, you already know we get the little luxury of, yeah, we got to defend that. We only have 1 life. Red does have access to rush characters. Okay, so you took our big blocker off the board. Makes sense. We have the Shanks, so that's healthy. And push come to shove, we can get Shariah off. Well, we don't have to worry about Shariah at all. We kind of got the little wombo, essentially. We got the Shanks, and then we can do Douglas's effect. Too far. And an attack. What are we doing? So I think attacking life is still good. Essentially, it will make them lose a card out of their hand. Then they know if they're smart, the opponent is not going to. All right, just have access to ramping. I understand. I respect it. Oh, and they save it. Makes sense as well. And okay, and I mean, not expecting them to stop the attack, but what do you call it? Now this gives them a character to keep on the board. And that play was more effective only because they saved it. It's like they chucked 2 cards in order to save it, when they would have had chucked 1 card if it was a leader swing. So we could block that, and we still got a life. So we take the life, and oh, that was really quick. GG. All right, we're going to get up against Laker Croc. For some reason, he's harder, and you know what it probably is? Like, he's harder to build for than the other 2 Crocs. And I think people would argue that he's better than blue purple, and but he hasn't had like I would like to say he hasn't had the meta appearances as regular blue Croc. But yeah, he just feels harder to build for than the other Crocs, and I'm just gonna assume it's because the purple Baroque Works package is just a little too weak. And then there's like nothing for yellow that truly complements this leader. It's a purple leader basically that just has access to the yellow color. So you need like some regular ramping, because I started thinking, like, going through the trials with that leader, if I make a straight up authentic Baroque Works Crocodile deck, I could only refund 1 Don. There's no real authentic ramping outside of the Miss Wednesday, and you have to wait for your opponent to attack. That's what I'm saying. It's not authentic. It's like the opponent has the ability to control that part. Ooh, look at that free Vista pop. That's crazy. Oh, well, that 2K counter can quote unquote ramp, but y'all get my point. So essentially, if you have like 1 or 2, no, not 1, but 2 Baroque Works characters with their ability enabled, yeah, it's just going down in Dawn. And being that you're using a Baroque Works package, you're not really ramping on your own turn unless it's Miss Sunday, right? But that's 5 Dawn to get the 1 ramp and draw a card. So yeah, so essentially that's what they really need. They need an authentic ramp, an authentic ramp for their turn. What are we plotting? Okay. Use, get 2. Dashiki would have been fantastic in my opinion. Well, that's fun. We got 2 Dawn, so we could swing with Vista. Interesting. So essentially, next turn, when we have something that we can attack, we can play Ein. Yeah, so this is the little sad part. That's 2 swings. We can just stop 1 for sure. And then that encourages, wait, should we go for that? Ooh, we had it. Oh, I got scared. Yeah, we had plenty. Okay, they popped the Vista for free. Now this is the good part. Okay. Oh, I thought we did Douglas's effect. Ugh. Okay, no, we didn't. Okay, we don't need Douglas's effect. Oh, we could take advantage of it, but now we technically have the ability to Oh, you could have summoned Shiraya for 3 at least. I mean, like, cause why not summon Shiraya? I think that's what the player is noticing right now. Like, there's nothing wrong with summoning Shiraya. That would have gave you at least 3 rested Dawn to truly take it. Oh, cancel. Okay, that's funny. I got baited. Okay, so we're gonna go with the to get more rested Dawn, get some 2Ks back. I feel like we could play the Ein, but is that risky at this point in time? Maybe. We're going to have a few swings on it, so we're going to lower it by 2K. Check an Ein, because we don't need 2. And we just ramped. Yeah, that doesn't need Dawn. That's strong enough just for the swing. If we're just, yeah, we're just focusing on the Yamato, which we should get off the board. Oh, we're going for a leader. What? I figured all attacks on Yamato. That's what I truly figured. So the risk behind that is essentially you gave them an extra card to be able to protect their Yamato. Okay, but we're keeping the 3 Dawn up for Shiraya. That's what I'm believing. Okay. Ooh, they got rid of Shiraya. I guess they're gonna try to push for game. Okay, we got another one. Counting the Dawn, understandably so. If they don't, well, it doesn't even matter if they summon a blocker. There's not many blockers out there that have the strength to bypass Douglas's range. Yeah, GG. You just put 2. Okay, we're gonna swing for 9. Okay, we're guaranteeing they take that card. Oh, they probably got it at Okama, but thankfully, we still kept 2 up. Yep, and then we just drew some cards. But wait, both those Yamatos, it doesn't matter. All those cards in hand. Well, GG. Yeah, all those cards in hand wasn't gonna matter to the 2 Yamato swings, but we had plenty going on to allow us to just get the game on that one. And we got Purple Black King, one of the newer leaders. So in theory, which kind of showing you an outdated leader versus an updated leader, right? Or a newer leader? I don't know. But you guys get what I was going with. Yeah, you know what's weird about this purple, red purple Uta? It's like, it feels like there's moments where like we go for the gusto. Wait, I guess we develop for the sake of developing. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, hey, we're definitely gonna have some swings. I can tell you that. Choose something to chuck. I guess, yeah, at this point you just chuck a 2K because we're gonna be able to get it back. We got 2 Guilds of Sorrows that helps us get stuff back from the trash. So going with our set play, we're more than likely getting what you call our Douglas out. There you go. And then they have to figure out how to deal with that. Oh, they love that draw engine. So they lucked up getting Onigashima early, but they going for the gusto with the draw. So I'm guessing essentially you could do a Vinsmoke build with that leader if you really want to obsessively draw. Yeah, I mean, unless if they got easy counter, then they're gonna counter out of it. Otherwise, they'll probably take it because it's the first life. Oh, duh, block. Yeah, so attacking with Ein not only just puts the pressure on, but it also gives them something to attack next turn. So we're not gonna need to really be that defensive. Ein is 5k. It does make lots of sense for them to attack Ein. So she should be eating up at least 1 attack. Like, oh, I guess we're just trying to develop things at this point. Oh. So that did happen. I respect the play. Okay, so we finally reached the game state. We finally reached the game state that that's going to encourage us to use our Shiki that we summoned. Just, I guess, assessing the situation. There's a lot of things we can do, a lot of things we can go for. I mean, literally right now, we can eat 2 Dawn and get back 4 2K counters. But they do have a little bit of a developed board. I want to say they have to be careful in their decision to start counterattacking. They really do. Okay, so we're just going to go for the board removal. Get rid of that. Ooh, we're putting the pressure on. Okay, yay. Now we get to use our Shiki now. And then we're going to go for a ramp play. The 2K count. Well, I guess you could get rid of the Douglas in a technical sense. It looks like we're in an okay place. Okay, either or at the end of the day. And they save it. I get it. They save it because either they're going to risk a double attack, which would give them more cards. I think the double attack would be helping them technically at this point. But yeah. So it's like if we got scared and said, oh no, we got to get this off the board, that would completely block the double attack by the finish. I see where the opponent was going with that. Instead, we just committed to the double attack. Now, yeah, if you're a firm believer in starving the opponent out, then going for the character was the better play. But we've literally put the opponent in lethal range by doing this. Because essentially, we can go right back into ramping and eating up the 4 Dawn to go for another double attack. See, right now, they have to develop board. They have to develop board. Developing board means cards out of hand. You see? So we got 1 counter out of hand, right? And I understand why they went with Bon Clay, because that is ramping. The best they can do is play a 3-drop at the moment. Oh, look at that. Kind of turning tables on us. Yeah, having access to like continuous pop is seems to be real fun. Okay, we're just taking the 1. That's hilarious, but I wouldn't use it. That's too much Dawn. We ate up so much Dawn last turn. And it's funny because once again, we can if we feel comfortable, that is, like, I don't think, see, in my mind, developing the Douglas bullet blocker is still a good move. And then we used I said duh, yeah, okay, my bad. I thought I got confused with Guilt of Sorrow for a second. So developing the blocker Douglas bullet, eat up our Dawn, right? Tap our Dawn, remove the 4 Dawn. Ooh, interesting. Remove the 4 Dawn, rest Bon Clay, and then just attack Bon Clay, attack for double attack again, and they pretty much have to commit to losing a crap ton of cards out their hand. Okay, we decided not to ramp, so we're gonna just keep up our defense. Oh, wow. Okay, so we want the double attack pressure. But yeah, there's no way they're protecting the Bon Clay. This difference, this power difference, 6K. And then they take the double. So now, unless there's Rush in the deck, and even with Rush, we actually have 4, 6, too much, 7K counter power. We eat 1 attack. Knowing this deck, it could literally be a 2K counter. So yeah, our counter power is way too high. So the chances of them getting lethal is very, very low. Almost not gonna happen, basically. I don't know what that card does. was a blocker. Okay, they okay, understandably so. A G. You know, I heard good things about the King Leader at first, and then all the hype died down super fast. And I guess excessively trying to draw cards without reasonable ramping is probably what's causing all that damage. I mean, of course, Onigashima, but you're still going down, essentially. You slow down your progression, blah, blah, blah. But maybe that's it. I don't know. I don't know what's essentially caused the deck to not perform as well anymore. But I'm just saying, I haven't heard any more buzz about it. So I could just be out of the loop with my head in the sand at the moment. Everything's just been law. Maybe that's why. Maybe it's because of law. That's the thing about when you have a boogeyman in the meta. And it's funny because this is probably like the most diverse meta, and yet like when they show off like the tournament results, and it just she's how many red purple laws are in top 16 and top 8, and it's just like, dag, even with all these decks that people are playing with, bringing to tournaments, this guy is still, because I think when Sakazuki was around, I think it was like constantly seeing 3 leaders, right? Just the same 3, but now you see like a bunch, and then top 8 hits, and you know, it is what it is. And I guess it's just the possibility of other decks being able to make it further compared to the Sakazuki meta, or we just have more access to stuff at this point in time, which allows other decks to make it further in comparison to the Sakazuki meta. I don't know, but yeah, if they do get rid of red purple law, the fun part is always seeing the other decks that get to come out of the woodworks or make it further, because you know, like Reiju, for example, you know, like literally look what's in front of us. Reiju, it's a 10-0 matchup. Like it's a hard counter. My friend had told me that even drawing bad, they still are able to beat the Reiju players. And I'm like, that's a sad story. So we didn't open up with a ramper, and we didn't get to go second. And we decided to get back our Shiki. Now, if we wanted to, I guess once Douglas Bullet hits the board, that could put us in a position where we just have less Dawn than the Reiju and essentially lock them out of their abilities. But I don't know. I think it's always better to just play your game. I mean, if we really do choose to play, Guilt of Sorrow again, we can literally just get back that blocker. Oh, they're like, no 2K counter. Well, they wanted to take a life. Yeah, the draw shenanigans for Reiju is bonkers. So we finally hit our 8 Dawn state. If anything, I'll attack the Foxy Pirate card, and yeah, I think it's fine to develop Douglas unless you feel like, well, they got 3 bodies on board. We're at 2 life. Okay, I can understand the hesitation behind playing Douglas. I really do. But I think we'll need to play like a Guilt of Sorrow and one of the blockers. So that way we can have something developed. We can have defense and yeah, go after the Foxy Pirate. They have plenty to save that though. Okay, they choose to let it go. Okay, nice play. I didn't even think of that. Because now we can essentially go for ramp and use our ability to lower them by 2K. So it essentially just it improves the odds of us board clearing. I mean, they got plenty if they really want to save it. They got plenty of cards in their hand if they really want to save it. Okay, it's just, it doesn't come off as cost effective. And they're working with, what, 5 Don? Man, that is a Don deficit. I guess this is like one of those rare moments where it's like just essentially a drawback. Because technically they only got one play. Right? Yeah, I don't know. Well, maybe somebody's a 2. I can't remember all the little versions. I can't remember all their cost. Decisions. Okay, so they just essentially just getting more cards in their hand. Okay, so I think this is a good thing for us. We didn't have to worry about getting our face beat in. We have enough Dawn to essentially develop a Guilt of Sorrow. Okay, we're gonna go for the draw one. I figured the recycle one, and then we could just okay, so now we're gonna get a 2K counter and something else. So yeah, so I didn't, oh, we didn't get the 2K counter. Cancel? Like, you don't. Okay. I guess it's to not make the block easy. Okay, I respect it. It just seems a little risky considering. Okay, so I want to say right now, this would cause them to start losing cards out their hand. It encourages them. Okay, they took it. That's wild. Do they have a really bad hand? That's insane. That's too many cards to have a really bad hand. Like, is that normal? That's crazy. Anyway, I don't know. That all that was crazy. Okay, just raw attack. I would respect a 1K block in this situation. Oh, we take. Okay, I guess we countered their Dawn and said to ourselves, well, there's not much of a threat on their end. So now I think we reached the game state where we can get our blockers on the board. Well, yeah, if they rush us, that's going to be a very effective play. They have a lot of cards. I don't know why they're being so stingy with their cards, but at least at this point in the game, they do have plenty of cards. Okay, good. They went for that Guilt of Sorrow. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, we're not doing so hot on our end. Like, if they knew what was in our hand, they would definitely go for life. And then just like, no way, there's not another rush. And then essentially in my mind, I'm thinking you must have a blue, because that's how, I mean, look at all the cards, right? So I'm imagining next turn will be a blue and red combo to help get rid of a blocker we play, because we might end up playing Shiki. But I ain't gonna lie, maybe the smart thing is to develop Karina and Shiki. Like, I don't know. I just think we need defense at this point. But we got the draw Guilt of Sorrow, which is just gonna give us the game at this point. Like, look, like we have we got 3 blockers in our hand. Lower that by 4K. I thought we was gonna do like one to Sanji and one to ETG. I mean, whatever works. I just know we definitely want that draw. Okay, yeah, at this point in the game, we do not need Douglas. They let it go. Well, duh. It's a rush character that they're most likely going to get right back. Man, I would have loved to see some 2K counters, to be honest. Okay, we're going heavy on the defense. And we end up getting another Douglas anyway. Okay, so we check a Guild Tesoro. We got 3 blockers, so even if blue does hit the board, he's only hitting one of the blockers. And we got 1 life. This is crazy. And this Reiju player got all the hand in the world. They playing like Pokemon or something. I don't know. This is insane. Okay, they decided to scoop. You know what it is? I think, okay, yeah, I figured they were trying to hold out for Judge. That was something I was thinking. And they probably should have played that Chopper at some point. They could have chucked Puddin for counter at some point. Like, come on. You had too many cards in hand in general. But anyway, yeah, they probably was just trying to find the bigger bodies and only use the bigger bodies as counter. That's probably what was happening. It's just constantly using the bigger bodies for counter. Oh, okay. We decided not to go for our Douglas and go for Ein, even though we already had an Ein in hand. And then we took a double attack. So that's annoying, but it's okay to take in the Yamato matchup. It's actually okay to take that, you know, in the very beginning. It's not the end of the world. But yeah, I'm just shocked that we did not go for our Douglas. Let me see. We got 2 2K counters. Yeah, I think we would have been okay if we went for Douglas. I think we could have picked it, saved it, trashed the Shiki for leader ability. Yep. Can't be taking 2 of those. Because then everything would be like an all-in swing at that point. The Mihawk development, okay. Well, we got a Shanks. We got a Shanks, so that's not bad. That means any real threats that they end up playing, we can get rid of. We do have the 5-drop Guild Tesoro, unless we want to just go for Zephyr. If you really want to, you can attack first the Cat Viper, see if he protects it or not, then go for Zephyr. And in the event that Cat Viper is taken off the board, Zephyr can take off the other character. Well, if we play Shiki, we're getting a cycle. But I don't think we need Shiki, because I love our 5-drop Guild Tesoro here. Okay, we are still making decisions at the end of the day. Okay. Ein attacks Cat Viper now. Okay, we use our Luffy. The fun part is now if the Yamato feels like Luffy's a threat, thanks to our leader ability, right? Our leader ability had just put a 5K in range for Luffy to swing Dawn free. So now that should encourage the Yamato player to get Luffy off the board. Oh. Okay. It's either a 2K or a Shiki, to be honest. Yeah. Because we got another recycled Guilt of Sorrow. So yeah. So our leader ability just made Luffy look like a 5K threat. So any 5Ks that we can attack, we can just, for no Dawn, allow Luffy to attack it. So the Yamato player, we now got our blocker. As long as they don't have a way to remove the blocker, right? The Yamato player is not going to just chunk our last 2 life. Ooh, what the heck just happened? Wait, I'm confused. Oh, I got confused for no reason. Okay. That mat just for a second camouflaged Mihawk, and forgive me, I got so confused for a second. I just forgot Mihawk was on the board, and I was just like, "Yo, how he do that? How's he attacking with Mihawk the same turn he played him?" I didn't see it before. Like, yeah, I just drew a blank. Well, yeah. So now, like I was saying, essentially we have our blocker, so we can always block a Yamato swing. And to be honest, as long as we keep making sure we have a blocker, that's like low key one of the weaknesses of the Yamato deck is just making sure you have a blocker, and you're gonna be okay. That was actually a way to beat yellow back in the day. If you have blockers, you could take life early, play out your blockers, and when that big bomb starts hitting, they don't have life to take from you, and you just have blockers to stop the 12K swing. So we just have so many cards, so many cards that we can just start doing things with. So use that Guilt of Sorrow, eat a Dawn, get 2K counters. Use this Guilt of Sorrow, eat another Dawn, get a search and a blocker. So we should, unless they bug out and just all in, like, okay, they did not. Okay, I was like, unless they bug out and just like all in with their leader, yeah, we're not gonna have to worry about losing our last 2 life. We could protect it, and then essentially I want to say threaten lethal. If not threaten lethal, put them in a position where the Yamato will, as long as we got 2 life, the Yamato can always pop our blocker. So that's always on the table at the moment. Okay, we choose to let that go. And chuck 1 respectfully. And here's the fun part. What's about to happen? We have too many attacks. So the fun part is we're just essentially going to clear this board. Like, we could just attack Brook, attack Brook, attack Brook. I'm sure they're going to let it go at some point. Start attacking life with whatever's left. And then we could just drop, what's it called? Shanks, and get rid of Yamato. We do have a bunch of counter power, but then again, if they were to like all in swing, okay, we're just gonna get rid of that first. Now this is a visual representation of, like, now the opponent knows what they probably should be doing. Oh, okay then. Well, we're trying to guarantee. Okay, I see this, and there's a bunch of 6K swings at this point, so they're still going to have to block. There's no dancing around what's about to happen. Oh, no, no, they chose not to block. They're going to risk it. Well, essentially, we don't have Douglas, so it's like, it's all the same math. Yeah, it's all the same math. Like, they get to keep their blocker. They're going to get to use their blocker next turn, so, you know. But we still have 2 life, and even with like a Hody Jones or something, it don't matter because we have so much counter power in our hand. We can take that, technically. Well, that's hilarious. We have enough Dawn to get the Shiki summon. Like, respectfully, we could have summoned Shiki and then had an extra body to swing with next turn. This literally made it impossible for them to... Well, okay then. That has to be like a beige. There ain't no way that's... So they're gonna stop 3 attacks. There ain't no way that's... Oh my god. They went for it. Okay. I'm sure there's gonna be a scoop in a second. No, come on. That wasn't an effective play. That wasn't effective. Because essentially, you only got 2 blocks. Like, 1 life and 1 blocker. Yeah, like I said, it has to be like a beige, right? Because then 1 life, 1 blocker, and then beige stop. So that's 3 attacks, but it could have been 4. Could have been 4 and whatever cards are in your hand. Okay, so I think we're anticipating the beige. Unless it's Sanji. But I think that's what we're anticipating is the beige. So instead of losing out on a 12K swing, we just use the 12K swing to guarantee that last card. Or they block. Okay, they chose to block. They're more than likely have to take. Oh! Wait, why did they block then? That was a Noah's Ark. Thankfully, we attacked with a character first. But that was a Noah's Ark. I forgot about that card. I swear to you, I forgot about that card. But I would have never blocked. That's even worse. They could have just let that trigger and then kept a blocker on board to guarantee another turn. I mean, we had so much counter power, but that I would have to look back at it. I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, we had so much counter power in our hand. And I ain't gonna lie, telegraph it. Like, if they did do that, that would encourage us to play our. I think we had another Guilt of Sorrow that was gonna let us get from the trash, and that would just let us stock up on more 2Ks, and then So yeah, I think at that point, even if they did all in, we would have just counted out of it, no problem. Or play a blocker. We probably had a blocker in our hand too. Yeah, it doesn't matter. We still had too many ways to deal with that. We just had too many ways to deal with whatever was going to happen. But like, yeah, you should have just let the Noah's Ark hit and it kept your blocker. I think they really wanted us to leader swing at life. I think that's what it was. And maybe the player called that Noah. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe the player was like, well, that's a Noah's Ark. Let me just keep swinging with my character since it doesn't affect leader. That was just, it worked out well. But yeah, the Yamato player, I want to say, technically had another turn. They probably couldn't have won, but they technically had another turn. Yep, you already know. If Sanji get 2 attacks, that's Sanji going plus in value. I mean, if they save it, then it's not that plus in value, right? That's 2 cards. They attack again. In theory, they probably went neutral. Okay, we just want it off the board. All right. The 10K flexing on them. Douglas Bullet hits the board. And it's kind of funny. Oh, okay, they got rid of the bond clay. I guess just so that way they don't have to worry about all the pressure that's about to happen. Oh my God. Okay, I think we got a lovely situation going on here. So we need to decide on who to develop, and whoa. Okay, see, the thing is, because Enel is known for big dropping, it's like, okay, we're gonna have to wait for a big body. Like it's gonna happen. You know what? Now that I think about it, I think every big drop is in range of Shanks. So essentially, we will not need to use our Uta effect. That's funny too. Okay, we get our 2K counter back, and oh, we just go straight for blockers. I'm sure they'll take it. Yeah, I can't see them not doing that. I thought we was gonna, for a second, use Douglas's effect and hit one of the cards on board, because, you know, Sanji is gonna help them draw, or Shirahoshi with the Katakuri shenanigans. But here's the interesting twist of it all. If he does Katakuri and puts something back that just puts him back in like double attack range, and we can just try to get him to 0 immediately. Okay, so he's going for the draw. That's probably another thing. Sanji requiring all the Dawn just to, you know, get that draw off. So that's probably another thing. Leaving that Sanji on board is going to encourage him to dag. Well, okay then. And there's a Momonosuke. I feel like there's a Onami somewhere in the mix. I feel like that's what's happening. Oh. Okay, we decided to just let the Shanks hit and not care about the blocker. I'm hoping our player decides to attack with the 2 characters on board first. Yeah, just board clear. Just board clear. Because then he doesn't have these targets. I would chuck a Guilt of Sorrow. We got 1 on board, 2 in hand. No counter power. Because I definitely would like to see a draw. With the draw Guilt of Sorrow. So yeah, we're making the most of all the cards at this point. Use action, draw 2. I would have loved to see some 2Ks, but it is what it is. Now what's happening? I was expecting an Onami, to be honest. No, it was not an Onami. Oh my God. Okay then. It was just another card to stall with life. Oh, okay, and then leader ability as well. Okay, cool. Okay, that was a little nuts, but they have nothing on board. I want to say, Yamato has no targets at the moment. So they really have to make a decision. If they have a rush, they can just go for our board. And if anything, I mean, we have threats, but the Guild of Sorrow at the moment is a bit more of a serious threat than he realizes. Because outside of Shanks and Douglas mainly being, powerhouses, the Guild of Sorrow is going to just put us in a position where it's like, oh yeah, we're in this game. Yeah, we're just completely in this game. And then, I ain't gonna lie to you, we can develop the Bonclay ramp, right? Dag, these shenanigans. I'm confused. Okay, they decided to play both of them. So you're just really getting rid of, oh, duh. Okay, they had that play again. I'm like, you just got rid of a lot of counter power. Well, that is gonna encourage us to, okay, 6K. That's a Shiki. Oh, we're gonna go for the Bonclay? Okay, we're going for the Bonclay. Because we ate up so much Dawn, I felt like ramping was a bit of a necessity at this point. And then Bonclay, matching the power of anything he was to play. Just in my mind, yeah, I just thought that was the better thing to go for. Okay, so we get a 2K and a blocker. We're not even like playing our blockers. Okay, so we're gonna do this the hard way. Yeah, this NL player don't care. Yeah, this NL player doesn't care. Just takes life, gains life, takes life. Oh, look, the Kikunojo. Not gonna lie, their board is in a little bit of a threatening thing, and I'm sure it's like the decision: do you go for the last life, knowing that they could just do what they do? They do have technically 2 characters to attack us with, because they have leader ability, right? So the best we can do is have them on 0. And if they happen to have another card combination that's gonna let them gain another life, then yeah, they do have counter swings. But you know what? Forget that. Forget what I'm saying. We have so much defense in our hand that even if they do choose that route to go for a bunch of counter swings, okay. Yeah, even if they do choose that route to go for counter swings, we can just keep our board healthy and they'll be in trouble. So, I overthought it. Okay, I respect it. What? Are we gonna eat up more Dawn? You don't need to. At this point, it's either he blocks or he doesn't. And if he blocks, that's one less body, on the board that we have to worry about. Okay, no trigger. So now the NL player is in the game state that everybody wants them to be in, but of course, they top deck they probably didn't top deck. It's probably been in their hand. But now they gain a life, so now they're back in their shenanigans. I would definitely save that. That's our battery right now. Okay, so yeah, freezing our Shanks last turn was a great play. Okay, slow and steady. Took a life, gain more cards, get another 2K. We got a blocker. So as long as there's like not another Yamato. But yeah, this is like technically the reason why I was thinking that the Bonclay was a great play. We would be up one more Dawn, and they have Yamato on the board, right? Like they have Yamato on the board. We could have literally just copycatted Yamato. Okay, because they're going blind. That's basically what that was. And Momonosuke is not doing anything for them. So, okay, I respect the block. And I would respect, yeah, playing another blocker. Trying to maximize our Dawn efficiency. Knowing that we got that 10k, he has to make a decision. Because he can't really afford to chuck a bunch of cards for the 10k. So he has to set it up to where the 10k is the one attacking life. Okay, what do we do? I think we're just gonna let leave just enough for, oh, okay then. So he's taking that easy. Use leader ability. Yeah. I would say play it safe and just leave 2 up so you can get a blocker back. That's about it. I mean, not a blocker, so you can play a blocker. Is the debate whether to have 2 attackers? I see. So you can essentially play 2 blockers, get rid of the recycle Guilt to Sorrow. So you have 2 blockers plus a life plus a bunch of 2k counters in hand. I get where the decision making is coming from. At this game state, you probably don't need your leader ability. At this point in the game, you probably don't need it. I would attack with the draw Guilt to Sorrow. Because the last thing... Whoa. Whoa. Well, they're gonna let that go. Huh, interesting. Interesting. Okay then. Well, I guess we're gonna be using our Douglas bullet to just chunk the 2 life and then just be able to go for game. Yeah, because let me think. 1, 2, 3 attacks, 2 blockers, 1 life, lots of counter power. Yeah, I figured leaving the Kikonodra on the board was the move. Because at this point, we have a crap ton of 2k counters in our hand, 2 blockers on board. So they didn't need to gain that life. But when looking at Douglas Bullet, the double attack will ultimately just take the last 2 life anyway. So I don't know. I don't know if I can necessarily agree with that, but in theory, it's gonna equal out to the same thing if you use your Douglas Bullet's ability. Yeah, so the Nell is recognizing how powerful that Guilt to Sorrow is, constantly letting us draw 2 cards. I would block. I think that's worth it. Whoa. Well, oh, okay. Well, I respect it because they were run out of fuel. There's not much they were going to be able to do. But if you made it this far, I truly thank you. I thank everybody for watching these videos. I humbly request some subscribes because it is important to grow this page. And yeah, I wonder what we're going through the minds of these players when they go up against this Uta deck. I really feel like it's catching them off guard.